Hello, the internet, Saffron here, going back into a summer with the Shiba Inu. And now we're in the actual re-challenge with Xue-la, the trapper. And Sid got trapped, and now we're going to see what happens next. Alright, I guess she's not coming back until I do something. Time to go. I close my eyes and relax. If Xue-la's watching, it must look as if I'm sleeping. Feather, let me go to the copied arena. Oh, so the feather works in here too. Huh. Convenient. When I open my eyes, I'm in the air, but the ropes that snared and hung me are gone. Nice! I take my pendant out from its hiding place and snap it open. The feather sits there, shimmering, as if smiling in its own way at me. You're so reliable as always. Thanks for letting me harness your power. Time to spy on the trapper. I hum a tune without care, strolling around the monochrome building. So yeah, there is a back door or something. I do a tour of my shopping center floors. Nothing there. Next, I leisurely walk around the trapper's office space floors. No sign of her. I'm surprised that she's not in this area. Surely she'd have noticed that I'm gone. Was she really not monitoring if I escape? I'm certain that my physical body is gone from the arena whenever I entered the copied arena. At least from my prior experience with the copied arena, it was so. If I were her, what would I be doing now? There are a lot of other floors to check. Check out the tourist observatory floor inside or outside. We're gonna go outside, because that's where it started, I guess. I climb the stairs to the outdoor observatory. It's an observatory that lacks all the safeguards a tourist one has. For good reason. It's not open to the public. Here, one is at the mercy of the whirling elements, and of course the possibility of plummeting to death. Once up the stairs, I feel the wind whipping around me, gray clouds framing the pure white sun. I trot a bit further around the perimeter, and there I spot the trapper. That place, it's exactly where she trapped me, there's no doubt. A chill runs down my body. Now that I know where to look, I see that she has the same trap set up. Atop one of the overhead beams, she laid rope that would drop and ensnare a dog passing below. Due to the open walkway, it isn't activated by a tripwire, but rather a wire that is run further out and is manually pulled to trigger the trap. On that day, we had been walking almost side by side when she had suddenly reached out, pulled, and the next thing I knew, I was hung over the ledge. The trapper is still, with a small smile that seemed to carry many mixed emotions. Is she waiting for me with this? She should know I wouldn't fall for it again, though. Right now, it's a perfect chance for me to leave the copied arena and eliminate her. I creep behind her, positioning myself carefully so that she cannot see me where I emerge. I can't risk her noticing me before I can land the blow. It would be even worse if she sees me fleeing back to the copied arena if I fail. Alright, Feather, let me... The trapper suddenly turns. Can she see me? But she reaches out and pulls the wire. Before my thoughts can process what I'm witnessing, she's whisked up by the ropes that had dropped and snared her limbs. She dangles off the overhead beam, nothing between her and the ground from a dizzying height. Despite this, she looks calm. What the fish sticks is she doing? I edge cautiously towards the edge and peer over. The trapper just hangs there, the rough winds knocking her into the side of the building. The memory of the reverse situation comes back in full force, drowning out all my other thoughts. So is she thinking that, perhaps, Sid found something when she was like this? I keep saying she was like this. You're losing it. You have to get it together. Promise me. I promise, please. I'll do anything. Just please, please. I was sobbing. I shake my head fiercely as if that could chase the memories away. You're here, Sid, not in the past. Come back. Breathe in. Breathe out. I refocus on the trapper. She closes her eyes as if sleeping. She's basically immobile. I could try to eliminate her, but it's not safe for me to exit the copied arena from over the ledge. I have to figure out a way to get her back on the solid ground on the observatory deck. Observatory deck. I'll try to lure her up by telling her I was lying before, and that I'm ready to tell her the answers to what she seeks. I take a few steps back as to be out of sight when I emerge. Feather, let me return to the arena. With a simple thought, the color returns to the world. Now I'm in the real version of the arena, where I can interact with the trapper again. I stand still for some moments. The idea was to speak to the trapper to lure her up, but my mind is suddenly a blank. Maybe I'll go up to the ledge for dramatic effect. She'll be able to see me. I'll stand on tiptoe. I'll ask her, "What are you doing?" to start the conversation. It'll be suspicious if I just open up with, "Come on here, I'll give you all the answers now." She'll probably respond with something I wouldn't understand the first time. I'll ask a clarifying question. "What do you mean?" Then I'll subtly redirect the conversation so that she'll come back up to the ledge. "Sid, how long are you going to hide there for?" Eek! She figured her out. Damn it. Did I just make the weird sound out loud? I guess I can't pretend to not be here. How does she always know when someone's there? Did she get hearing enhancement surgery? Or are her family's genes not evolved by technology, so her instincts are as good as our ancient ancestors? Anyway, I brush away the silly ideas and step up to the ledge. She is still staying dangling there. No tricks, it seems. Though I hope that she doesn't have some trick to pull me over the ledge. According to my plan, I'll start the conversation innocently. "Hi, Xue-la. What are you doing?" "Oh, just hanging here." "What does it look like I'm doing?" "I'm sure you haven't forgotten the scene." Of course I haven't. Except their roles were the other way around. To put things simply, I want to understand how my judgment went wrong and where it went wrong. And you think you can do this by role-playing my experiences? That is what I'm hoping for, yes. I don't mean to sound submissive or dismissive, but what is the point? Your rankings are finalized. Arena 12 is over, and this scenario will never happen again. Stop playing clueless. I know you understand what it is I want. Maybe it's closure. I underestimated you. Because I was so sure of my own judgment, I wasn't open to the fact that you could be a late bloomer and that we would actually be equals. You could save me the trouble if you just answer me straight. How did you escape my detection the whole time when it was just us two left in the arena? If you truly see me as an equal, you'll understand I prefer to keep some secrets for my own reasons. I don't want to use them against me to eliminate me this time around. What if I tell you the reason I would challenge you was not for the feather? It doesn't seem like anybody's interested in the feather. Like, so far, they've all, re-challenged Sid to understand her position or how things failed like they did. It's odd. I gulp at the mention of the feather. She notices from the way her eyes flicker back and forth, and she arches an eyebrow. It's the truth. Did you know that I work at the ARI now? I hold one of the slices of reality and one of the largest slices of reality on the island. Do you even know why the feather exists as a prize for the final winner of the arenas? As part of the ARI and being exposed for its inner workings, I learned why. Trust me when I say I don't want the feather. It's almost a comical situation. Oh, is that narrative again? I thought that was still her speaking. The way that she calmly delivers this new and valuable information while hanging off a 100-story building and being buffeted by the wind gives me an unexpected insight into her character. How about I pull you back up here and we can talk about this some more? I give you your answer and you let me eliminate you. Don't you want to hear more about the ARI? It does intrigue me, the reason that the feather exists. It's not like I plan to be involved with the ARI or the island for any longer after I find my brother. But the feather is still part of my identity. The trapper's information might give me more understanding about what I could do with it. Sure, you can tell me more about the ARI. I want to change the terms of the deal, though. You can eliminate me, but I'm not going to just let you do it without resistance. She probably thinks I still don't have full confidence in my ability to eliminate her. Though my plan all along was to lure her back onto solid ground so I can use the copied arena to catch her off guard and eliminate her. Okay, I account of how I won the past arena for information about the purpose and meaning of the feather. No one is to try to eliminate anyone until the conversation is finished, but after that, everything is fair game. Deal. Now help me get out of here. You don't have a way to get back up? What if I hadn't come up here? Would you have just waited until I did? The trapper shrugs. Making an exasperated face at her, I tug on the ropes, and she braces her legs on the walls and pushes herself up little by little. Thanks. No problem. She does seem to be treating me much more like an equal. I guess losing did wonders for her ego. You go first. Well, is there any part you want to hear about first? The part I'm most curious about is what happened after that day I let you take off to mope. Right, that makes sense. Oh, so now we're going to find out. Well, you know it was a difficult time. You just gave me a harsh verbal beating, and I was mentally broken from the arena, to be honest. I flourished a paw for a dramatic effect gritting. What was with that sound effect? Anyway, the trapper doesn't smile. Geez, at least I tried. You had me dangled over the ledge, and I was terrified. Just now, when you hung yourself over the ledge, did anything come to mind? I look at her expectantly. Nothing? Anything like life is futile, fragile? I can't say I had those thoughts from being over the ledge, no. It's common sense that in arenas we are virtually immortal, so my thoughts were nowhere near the issue of mortality. Okay, but in my case, it was caused by being at the mercy of another dog. I believe that my survival was completely in your paws. Have you ever experienced that before? I can't recall ever being utterly at the mercy of another dog. If that was the key, that means my emulation of your the emulation of your perspective didn't yield the results I was hoping for. Right. Well, it was the first time I experienced that. It shattered me. When I got my mind back in functioning order, it felt like I had tried to melt together all the shards, but what came out wasn't exactly the same as before. Not sure if that makes sense. Somewhat. You're saying your mind broke, and even after it was mostly healed, it was still kind of broken. That's a very blunt way of putting it, but something like that. At the time, my thoughts became so dark and twisted that I wanted to give up. I didn't care anymore. All the years I had spent fighting in the arenas, wanting to emerge with the highest ranking I could possibly get, all of that I was ready to throw away. Luckily, it was a fleeting thought, caused by those moments of despair. But I realized that I should stop caring about the arenas. Not in the way that my despaired mind thought, which I was to give up. But as I regained some of my senses, I thought, what if I could just break the arena? Break the arena? The trapper had been listening to me quietly, but I hear her soft repeat of those words. I pause in case she wanted to clarify anything, but she is silent again, so I continue. Namely, I was thinking exactly of that rule, that supposedly we are immortal in the arenas. What if I eliminate myself? As you were also curious about, I was blamed for killing a dog in real life, but all I did was eliminate him in the arena. Actually, that's a lie. I didn't aim for his pendant, did I? The trapper shrugs. When I met you for the first time in Arena 12, I had long known you were that dog, which is why I asked you about it, but you never gave me answers to that either. But after joining the ARI, it turned out it was quite an interesting case. The ARI had investigated, and I was able to access all of the internal documents. The ARI's official explanation was that the deceased had latent health problems, and the life support hardware had a brief malfunction at exactly the wrong time. The case was closed, even though the ARI never found any malfunction in the life support hardware. That stuff is designed to slow down your metabolism so much that even if you had some severe physical injury, you could still go through an arena that lasts a month. I'm not surprised the case was investigated by the ARI. It would be a fundamental flaw in the arenas if you could use it as a means to kill dogs in real life. Is that what you're getting at? Had that been your intention, to truly kill him? To be honest, I tell myself I don't know. But in that moment, I really did wish him dead. I've replayed that moment many times in my mind. I'm sure every dog has had thoughts like that, wishing harm to another in fleeting moments of anger. But could that have caused his death? Anyway, that is what I was wondering after I was hung over the ledge. What if I could just stop following the rules of the arena? Inspired by the death in Arena 9 that I was blamed for, I wonder if I could actually eliminate myself, even if official rules say it's impossible to, or even to kill myself. So I came back up here and jumped off. And I broke the arena. What is that supposed to mean? Clearly you didn't die in the real world, so did you eliminate yourself? But then how could you have eliminated me? Yeah, it turned out both my guesses of what the outcome would be of jumping off were wrong. If my understanding is correct, the arenas are programmed so that we can't eliminate ourselves by destroying our own pendants. Yes, that's right. We continuously test that out, and it's never failed. If your pendant was shattered by your own paws, you would not disappear from the arena world. The next dog to just touch your pendant would be technically listed as a dog that eliminated you. True, upon impact with the ground from such a height, my pendant was completely crushed, but I didn't disappear. I guess I didn't even need to jump and suffer such a painful experience. So what I used to win is this other version of the arena I was able to break into, though I'm not sure how I triggered it. Other version of the arena? In my head, I called it the copied arena, but I have the weird feeling that I shouldn't tell her that exact phrase. Names have power, especially since I used that term with the feather. I'll try to describe it while giving as few clues on how to replicate it as possible. It feels like another dimension of the arena that participants aren't supposed to be able to enter. Like another layer. When I'm there, you can't see me, but I can see you. Another layer of the arena? My guess is that it's perhaps a testing layer that the ARI used to program the rules of the arena, and somehow I managed to break into it. Does such a thing exist? To my knowledge, no. That is impossible. Well, she's like, no, it doesn't exist. That's impossible. The trapper falls silent, as if turning over the possibilities in her head. As I wait for her to speak, the wind picks up. That means you could come and go into that world as you please somehow, because you must have come back to the layer of the arena that I was in when you eliminated me. Sharp as ever, I was just getting to that. But on an unrelated note, it's kind of funny sitting here talking to you about all this. I agree. This is actually not what I was expecting to learn at all. Anyhow, I'm able to come back and forth to the other layer, which made it ideal for me to observe you and position myself while staying completely invisible to you. And you said you have no idea how exactly you triggered this? Well, my original hypothesis was that jumping and crushing my own pendant was the catalyst to send me to the other layer. But after winning the feather, I changed my mind. Obviously, our Arena 12 occurred before I won the feather. But with the feather, I learned that its power could be used to peel back layers in reality, even to other worlds. So what if there is some remnant of the feather's power that can be accessed in the arenas without formally obtaining it via top ranking? That's the best guess I have. It does seem possible. It ties in with the ARI's purpose of awarding the feather as well. She trails off, but I get the feeling she's trying to gather her thoughts to say something important. Okay. Since it's part of the conditions you set, I'll tell you the purpose of the feather. I think you'll understand then. Sure. Yes, please. Let's find out. I'll give you some background about the Allocated Reality Institute. I imagine you already know some of the ARI's history, but its internal workings will be new to you. The ARI is the highest authority on the island. We facilitate arenas whose purpose is to determine a Shiba Inu's rankings on the island. It is mandatory for all dogs to participate. The purpose of the rankings is, in turn, to separate the good dogs from the bad. Good dogs! Good dogs will have a better allocation of reality. Bad dogs will be allocated the opposite. Although it's ironic that we say we allocate the reality, because each dog is actually the one responsible for the allocation of their own share of the reality. The ARI simply facilitates it. But, as you could imagine, there might be dogs that do not like this method of allocation. So the ARI added a safeguard. The Feather of Reality. In fact, the feather was an artifact of Shiba Inu's. The feather holds the power to alter reality directly. In the days of the ancient Shiba Inus, a group of elite Shibas used the feather to create a virtual world in which dogs competed. These competitions were used to determine which Shiba Inus were a suitable caliber to become new members of the elite group. As centuries passed, this group became more structured and would eventually become the Allocated Reality Institute as we know it. As technology advanced, the ARI developed software to take the place of the feather's virtual worlds. That's how the arenas came about. But since the software to facilitate AR arenas was based on the past virtual realities created by the feather, it could be that there are some feather-like features that should have been removed but were not. We analyzed the data collected on every single arena. There have only been 2 known anomalies for the last 50 years. The Arena 9 incident where the dog died, and the Arena 12 instance with you and I, both of which you were involved in. Which brings us to the purpose of the feather. The ARI conducts stress testing on all aspects of the arena software. 2 centuries ago, when the emulation software was just being developed, The leader of the ARI always won the playtest rounds, no matter what. In official records, the ARI just concluded that this meant the leader fully and truly deserved the title and power to lead the ARI. But the other members actually suspected something more. They suspected that the leader was able to cheat the software, but didn't report it. No harm was ever caused. Subsequent testing without the ARI leader worked fully as designed. However, just in case, the ARI wanted something to guarantee fairness in the arena software. If there really existed a loophole in the widely distributed arenas, it would become a problem for future generations. So, after they developed a stable version of the arena software, they used the Feather of Reality itself as a safeguard against the possibility that any dog could break the arenas. Of course, I was clueless to all of this, just like you, when I was a participant in the arenas. That's really not explaining anything. It's not. So you're saying I could be that dog? Like the past ARI leader? Perhaps your involvement in the Too Strange arena gave the ARI reason enough to keep an eye on you. God, now that I've admitted to you that I've been accessing a part of the arena that isn't supposed to be accessed, aren't you going to rat me out to the ARI as a cheater? Well, no, that's not the point. Imagine the buzz on the island when our newly anointed bearer of the feather just up and left the island. That was right after I joined the ARI, since I completed all my arenas, finalizing my rank at 98. However, compared to the general populace of the island, dogs within the ARI seemed unsurprised, almost like your departure was to be expected. What? So they would prefer the dogs like me to be gone and not cause trouble for the ARI? That's right. And the social order made by the arena's rankings would never be broken. If they had a mechanism to get rid of dogs that cause these problems, there would be no problems. The trapper nods. When you were describing your thought process behind jumping from the top of the building, it actually made me realize something. It made me realize how clever the ARI was in designing this. It would be one of the dogs of high caliber that the ARI looking for as members. However, I would never think about breaking the rules of the arena, not for 1 second. I perfectly fit the mold. The mold of a dog that will carry out the orders of the ARI without question, yet being an incredibly powerful good dog. She's a good dog. You, on the other hand, didn't hesitate to try breaking the arena. You just wanted to continue. You didn't care much for the authority of the ARI or the structure of the ARI. You're the type that could cause trouble for the ARI if you had joined it. It's genius. Wow, that's a lot of self-awareness. Well, I am a top-ranking dog after all. I am smart enough to realize these things. But I am a good dog. I will never tell another living being these thoughts apart from you. I will never act out against it. I will never speak out against it. I'm comfortable as a member of the ARI. In a way, I'm a bit envious of you. But I'm not like you. I cannot handle the power of the feather. So now that you know the ARI's purpose for the feather, do you have any new ideas on how you access the other layer of the arena? I'm still not sure how exactly I found it. It seems like the ARI was prepared for the possibility, but why me? How about this? I want you to enter this other layer of the arena in front of me. Are you thinking of replicating it? Yes. Well, not for myself. To be frank, I just want to see if there's something I could report to further prevent this. I wasn't prepared to demonstrate it to her. What if she was able to gain access to the copied arena just by watching me do it? But she seems genuine, especially after all she told me. Gah, but if she is able to replicate it, who's to say what the outcome of this arena will be? Can I have just a couple moments to prepare? Oh, I didn't realize it was something you needed to prepare for. Go ahead, I'll uphold our terms and not attack you in the meantime. Alright, and we will enter that other arena next time. I think we're going to end the episode here. So, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, ring that bell, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all later.